the African Center of Excellence in Oilfield Chemicals Research. The mandate is to train high caliber manpower across the West African sub-region. That we are achieving. In fact, the University of Port-harcourt CEFOR is probably the foremost in terms of training PhDs and building capacity, not just for a certain caliber of students, but we're building capacity across.
The oil and gas industry has been dependent on foreign inputs in terms of technology, in terms of the chemicals. It will surprise you, we import sand from Ottawa, from Canada. We import bentonite from Wyoming. But these things are right here in our backyard. So at the end of the day, we are just busy servicing the other country. Now Nigeria said, no, time has come where the quantum of what's going on in the oil industry, at least 70%, should be in country. And that's why we are here.
My research was bordered around the use of chemicals to enhance oil recovery and oil production. So I should have naturally done that, continued in that line. But when I came back home to Nigeria, I heard about CEFOR. I got more interested in it because it gave me a different perspective of how you can actually enhance oil recovery using waste, local waste.
Right now, we worked on the bentonite. We've been importing bentonite because they think the local bentonites are not useful. With our research, we had a very useful breakthrough where we can now use Nigerian bentonites. We've been able to develop products on corrosion inhibitors and other oilfield chemicals. So what we see is that a kind of big marriage between industry and academia.
Here we have a loop that is used for hydrate formation simulations. This loop mimics the offshore environment, and anything that has to cause depositions are not allowed to occur. Those depositions in the form of hydrates for gases. So what hydrates does that, it blocks the pipeline. So this is the loop that tries to simulate that environment.
These are students who will have found it very difficult because the kind of training we give them is the kind of training you have to send people to the US, to the UK, to Australia. They're getting it right here in Nigeria.
Here I have waste from okra, actually the head, and then I have what we call potash account here. We have some leaves that we use. This one, the okra, acts as a polymer. This is the palm kernel oil. It acts as a surfactant, it's a surface active agent. And then we have this, the account, which is an alkaline. Because in your chemical recovery, you need these three chemicals to be able to recover oil.
What we do is we get the need of the industry in terms of what they need in these chemicals and commit the students to focus on this research. And this helps us to also have the industry to participate in supervising curriculum development.
The reason why we're doing it, first of all, one is to eradicate the high level of toxicity in these chemicals that we import.
We're moving away from the conventional methanol, the conventional PVPs that is being used. We're trying to see if we can get local materials that can do the same job of those PVT. So what this loop is doing for us is to help us screen those inhibitors.
University of Port-harcourt is famous as an entrepreneurial university. We believe in using your brain power to solve human problems.
This is novel. This is new. You will not get this anywhere. And I'm glad that it will be here that we would have that record, that we were first to bring this to the limelight in CEFOR.
Beyond those that enroll from Nigeria, we also have collaboration within the region. Students from the West African sub-region are coming here now for training in this area.
What we have achieved so far is what I call internationalization of academics at home. Because in some of these countries, they are not strong in petroleum and oilfield related research. So we are hopeful that in the nearest future, it will be a catalyst to develop human capital in Africa.
Ever since I came here, I've learned a lot. I used to only know about the petrochemistry, but I've got to know the formation of the petrol, to the production, and to final use of the petrol.
One thing learned in Port-harcourt is always think outside the box. And to me, that is very good, where we can be able to get people who will be able to think seriously through problems so that we can solve them.
We have a company, Nigeria Natural Gas Company, endowed a building, a professorial chair, and a mini refinery for research. And some of our students are on it.
Everything that happens in a conventional refinery happens here, but on a mini scale.
Because we know that the usefulness of crude oil is only realized when you break down the molecules. And that's the problem we have. We get crude, we'll export, we buy back.
Each time we import those materials that are useful to us, we employ people abroad. We empower people abroad. But by being able to look inwards, we not only make more money for ourselves, we also empower people by making them employed.
The target of the federal government is that at least 70% of what is happening in the oil industry should be domiciled in country. And this is an answer, obviously.